Okay. Hopefully this is all going to work. Hopefully. So I see that it's coming online. Let me just see if I hear myself. Okay. Hopefully this is all going to work. It's not super loud. Hopefully. It's not super loud. Yeah, I got so many tabs here, I can't even find anything. Alright, where's OBS? Where are you? I don't think I closed it. No, I couldn't. There it is. There it is. Alright, I'll turn my voice up just a little, but it might start crackling eventually because it's really up high. Maybe I'll turn it up in Windows, maybe? Because I don't have it up all the way in Windows. Let me see. I'll max it out. Alright, that should be loud enough, I guess. Testing, testing, testing. Maybe I'll turn it up in Windows, maybe? Because I don't have it up all the way in Windows. Alright, I think that's good. Okay, let me just type in a message here. Alright, so Game Cooker US Rocks here. Some of you know me, some of you don't. That's fine, doesn't really matter. So, I have like a very little bit of time here. So, I wanted to just talk about this particular subject because, well, there's just so much like ridiculous reaction to DLSS 5 that I just wanted to, you know, kind of give you my opinions or whatever. Let me see if I can, I think I'm looking this way, yeah, so I think my body will be in the right direction. So let's go ahead over here to NVIDIA. So I'm on the NVIDIA site here, DLSS 5. So I'll just do a quick read here just in case for some reason you don't know. So it says, I'll just make this a little bigger so you guys can see it. There you go. So it says here, and this article is by Henry Lin. I assume he works at NVIDIA. NVIDIA today unveiled DLSS 5, the company's most significant breakthrough in computer graphics since the debut of real-time ray tracing in 2018. DLSS 5 introduces a real-time neural rendering model that infuses pixels with photoreal lighting and materials. Okay, so take note of that. Okay, bridging the divide between rendering and reality. DLSS 5 empowers game developers to deliver a new level of photoreal computer graphics previously only achieved in Hollywood visual effects. Okay, so they're trying to bring some of the commercial rendering techniques to the desktop, right? To regular consumers. Okay? 25 years after NVIDIA invented the programmable shader, we are reinventing computer graphics once again. DLSS 5 is the GPT moment for graphics, blending handcrafted rendering with generative AI to deliver a dramatic leap in visual realism while preserving the control artist's need for creative expression. Okay? So, I don't know, it says here the current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. I don't know, man, why they keep telling me that. Like I'm rendering in the right thing here. So I don't really understand. There's really not much I can do here. Because, I mean, I can't change it on the fly. So I don't really know what they want me to do here. Let me know if the video is not correct, rendering properly or something. It should be. I mean, but anyway, I can't change the bitrate while I'm streaming, so there's really nothing I can do. Hopefully that it doesn't freeze or anything like that. So anyway, so basically what's happening here is everybody like thinks that this is going to be like something that's going to like while you're playing the game, it's going to change everything on the fly. And I don't really think that's what's happening here. It's an enhancement tool, right? Like we've been using enhancement tools in the RTX GPUs for ages, right? Since 2018. So if you were already using DLSS, then you were already using an enhancement tool. DLSS was already adding and changing the pixels of your image to render a better image on screen in the game. So all this is doing is taking that to another level, okay? It's adding the next level, right? So instead of just manipulating the image itself, it's going to be also adjusting the lighting, okay? As it says here. Photoreal lighting and materials, okay? So it's going to be examining the frame, looking at the image, and then it's going to adjust the look of it to reflect how the lighting should look or how it thinks it should look, okay? And again, this is just a demo right now. This is not the final product. So everybody's talking about, oh, it looks so uncanny, the characters and stuff in some cases. Well, of course. I mean, it's going to get better and better over time once the AI kind of gets a better feel for how things actually should look, right? So, and I'm going to show you some examples, you know, on my own computer here, just to, you know, if you don't know. So let's just look at this one here, you know. So you can see here how it changed the image, right? You know? I hate when they put these boxes up. Right? So, you know. Everybody's like complaining about this one. Ah, it puts too many wrinkles on her. Well, she is an old hag. You know, so what do you want her to look like? And then they're saying this person is supposed to be 15 years old. And they're complaining that it makes them look like an adult. I mean, but like, hello? Does that look like a 15-year-old to you? Like the starting character does not look like a 15-year-old. I have kids. I got 5 kids. Now, true, when it does the enhancement, it does make the person look a little older, right? But this person right here doesn't look like a 15-year-old. Okay? They just don't. Now, I played Hogwarts, you know. But, you know, I definitely agree that this image here, the new one, does make him look a little older because the AI thinks that he's an older person anyway. Well, when you look at him, he doesn't look like a 15-year-old. Okay? I mean, they're going by the fact that, oh, see, he doesn't have any like lines or wrinkles on his face. Well, that's because the characters in Hogwarts Legacy are not really that detailed, in my opinion. Okay? They look good, but they're not like super detailed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the old Crisis characters looked more detailed than some of the ones in Hogwarts, you know? So, Yeah, so the AI is just adding, you know, a few lines on the face here, like right here and here, because it thinks that he's an older guy, okay, not a 15-year-old. Now, I'm sure if you were able to tell the AI, that's a 15-year-old, not a 25-year-old or whatever, you know, um, it would probably make him look more like a kid. Now, Starfield's probably a prime example of what this AI can help make look better, because the characters in Starfield, in my personal opinion, look horrible. They look atrocious. You know what I'm saying? Terrible. She definitely looks better. That's her before, and that's her after. Like, I think she looks definitely better in this picture. But that's my opinion. Okay, now here's a prime example of, like this character here. She looks terrible. Now, of course, she's supposed to be like a miner or whatever, blah, blah, blah. They wanted her to look like a roughneck. Okay, so, oh no, and I guess a roughneck isn't a miner, but you get my point. This guy looks kind of normal. He just looks like a dude with a short haircut. She doesn't really look any different. She just looks more enhanced. This guy looks like a younger dude, not too bad looking. I mean, but overall, you could see here that at least in Starfield, I would have to say that I would rather have this look. Because again, Starfield is just like one of those games that just overall, to me, doesn't look good, But that's my opinion. And I have a 4090, so I played the thing at the max settings. Again, I don't know why you would care about this, but because it's just a sports game. I mean, they're moving on the screen real fast. Like, why would you care what they look like? But whatever. I mean, you could see the before and after here. Like, that's the before, right? And this is the after. He doesn't look that much different, but he's more enhanced. You know what I'm saying? So, and then here's the real-time thing here, because you can, I mean, I can make this a little bigger for you guys, actually, so it's zoomed in even more. Come on. Oh, what happened? That's not the one. Hold on. Where is it at here? Google. There we go. So she's a little bigger now. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if she looks like that in the game. I mean, if everybody's saying she looked good to begin with, I think that looks terrible. If that's what she looks like in the game originally, then that's not great, in my opinion, I don't really know what people are thinking, but like, I would much rather look like that, I mean, I understand it does alter her quite a bit. I mean, it puts her lips are more lush. She's got a more pronounced cheek line, jawline here, Let me get her in a little closer. Alright, let's do this a little closer. So before after. Now again, don't just take all this with a grain of salt too, because number one, this is not the finished product, and this is not, nobody can run this now because it's running on 2 RTX 5090, so I was at least heard. Okay. You know, this is a lot softer. This is more sharp. This is like more detailed and sharp. Like again, it's adding like age lines here. You know, made her lips more full. So it did alter it quite a bit. So I don't know how like Capcom or whoever is going to care that the AI alters stuff so much. You know, they may have to adjust it because it's changing the assets like quite a bit. You know? But again, this is supposed to be enhancing the lighting, but obviously it's enhancing details as well. You know? So her eye color changed too slightly to a more blue. You know? But her hair, I think, looks better. Although, again, it changed it quite a bit. Because you have more darker, I guess you call those roots, you know. It's changing the highlights quite a bit. You know, so it's giving her more of a mixed color here. The eyebrows, pretty much the same. It enhanced the makeup here and like the sleepiness of her eyes, you know. Like she does have the sleepy eyes here, but this kind of makes it a little more realistic looking. I like the lips though better. I mean, this isn't bad, you know, it'd be nice to have them too, but you know, I think the lips are probably a little too full. But I mean, this is changing everything. Like, look at the jacket. Let me move the jacket up here so you can see it. So this is the before. So the jacket itself too is got better lighting. You know, on the top here. The hand. You could see the veins a little better. I mean, it's a little warped here, like the wrinkles in the knuckles could be better. But I think it's just going off of what the original picture is, so you know. Even the background here. Like if we do before, let's focus on the background here. Let me make this a little bigger again, if I can. Let's focus on the background here. So this is before, and that's after. So even though it looks okay before, you know, like here, there's nobody in the background. It's like a different scene too, so that's a little... So I don't know if it was raining. Let's see here. Yeah. So it's a little shinier here, the wet. But again, it depends on the lighting of the day, so that's going to change quite a bit. And then on the other side, if we go to the other side here, you can see this is before, right? Before and after. So it's more like this ice machine is more reflective here. Now the plastic is different. So if you look at the plastic here, that looks like it's reflecting this light over here. But then when the AI did it, it's not showing that reflection anymore. So it's definitely flawed, you know, obviously. Now you could see too the cigarette sign here, which you can't see. Let me pull it down here. Sorry. So the cigarette sign here. Okay. It's obviously being blown by the wind, I guess. But you can see it's kind of faded there a little more than in the new enhancement. Like here you got like more of a, everything's kind of like, they got like this fog kind of effect, which I hate. I would rather see things more crisp, you know, but they're gonna have to change the boxes here. You can see there's like a little bit of a fogginess here, and then when the AI goes through, it kind of takes some of that fog away, makes it more clear. Yeah, so anyway, I mean, you could do that with more pictures. I mean, they give you options here. I think down below. Where is it? Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know how many they got here. Let's see. Oh, they even have more of Starfield. So here's a Hogwarts scene. Can you, let's see. Yeah, I guess we're in here. So let me bring this, let me put this back to the original size here. Fit the screen. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Just so we don't have that thing on top. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Yeah, so you can see here, here's the original scene. Again, it's kind of like dull, even though it's colorful. Again, we don't know what resolution they're starting out here, or what resolution they're running at. It says 4K, but I don't know. I can't imagine a game looking like this in 4K. It's got to look better. So I'm not sure exactly what they're doing there. I mean, if it does look that dull, then, well, I mean, I have the game. I really haven't been outside much, so I'm still like in the beginning. So I just saw some of the characters. So this is the original, and then this is the enhanced version. So you can see it definitely looks better. I mean, it's really changing the a lot, right? Like it's really making the colors here look better. The pot stands out more. It has more of a reflective surface. But out here, like over here though, check out the bricks and stuff. I mean, you got like this kind of, I guess, moss in the bricks here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me make it bigger. Ah, darn it. Sorry. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's see if we can make it bigger. I'm kind of in the way, I know. But yeah, so if we take this slider, right, you can see here and here. I mean, there is something there, right? I mean, I guess it is kind of a moss in grass, maybe a little grass and moss, you know. But I mean, it really makes everything stand out. I mean, if the game is actually going to look like that, this after it renders it, then that's a win, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Especially the character. Like, look at the character. Kind of bland, right? I mean, we could kind of still zoom in more. It's going to take away detail. But let's just see how much we can do this before we really make it look bad. Yeah, so before, after. Before, after. Now, is that supposed to be a girl? Yeah, I guess it is a girl. Kind of fugly looking, but anyway. Yeah, so I don't know, like, if it kind of makes her, if it is a girl, it makes her look more masculine, in my opinion. Maybe you don't think so, but that's just my opinion. Now, see, the thing that's weird here is if you look at this person in the background here. Now, she's obviously in a different position. From a, she's far away, so the AI is not going to know what to do with those people in the background, right? So here you can see there, it's like there's more detail, but there isn't going to be any detailed faces, And again, how is it going to handle this stuff way in the back, right? They're going to have to figure that out because, like for instance, let me move this down so we can see those buildings. Okay. Now for me, it's like really close. So here's before, and here's the buildings now afterwards, right? Now they look okay, but again, how is it going to be able to handle stuff at that distance? Because that's really far away. Because I zoomed in quite a bit, so I'm going to fix the picture again. So that's how far away it is. So I mean, it's doing okay, I guess. But, it's not perfect. But it's doing pretty darn good, I mean, that's very impressive, right? So can't really complain. So yeah, so anyway, so we're back to this. Yeah, so that's pretty much DLSS 5. DLSS 5. I was going to watch some of the videos here, but I don't think you really need to. So what's happening here? So I have some tools here that I can show you. Okay? So I'm gonna turn them on now. Let me see if I can bring up the window here. Okay, so here's the upscale window. This is a program called Upscale. Okay. Now I was trying to see how good it. Now again, this is just an upscale tool. It's not a image enhance, like it's not an imaging altering tool. Okay, it just upscales it. So what I did is let me get it up here. Where is it now? Let me find it, sorry. Alright, so let me put it over here. Alright, good. So let me select an image. I have an image to start out with. And you'll be able to see it before. So I have a Laura Croft image here. Right, so that's Laura. And just so you can see how really bad the image is, I'm going to open it up in Photo Gallery. Alright, And I'm going to switch to that now, if I can find it. Nope, that's not it. Where is it now? I thought I had it. Anyhow, let's see. Alright, let me open up a new window here. I thought I made a window for this already. So photo gallery. There we go. Alright, so there it is. So here's the image. Like that's the image. It's what's the resolution here? It is what does that say? I can't even see that because I can't make it bigger. It's like 336 by 180, I think. Alright, and then if I zoom in, like that's what it looks like. Pretty pixelated. See? Like that's like making it as big as my 4K screen. Okay? But this is how big it is. Okay? So let me go ahead and shut that off. And let's get back to upscale. Okay, so I'm basically going to use this. It's an AI image upscaler. Okay, so the output folder. Let me just make another one so I can distinguish easily. Lara test. Okay. So what you can do here, you can't really see it. Let me go ahead and fit the screen here so you can see what I'm doing. You should be able, I think you'll be able to see the cursor. There we go. So you basically select your image, then you pick your upscale technique. All right, so you either have high fidelity or this Remacry, which adds sharpness and detail. So that's what I'm going to try. That's a good one. And then you got the Ultra Mix here, balance of sharpness and detail. So I'm going to try this one here, sharpness and this Remacry, okay? And then you can choose whether you want to do 1 times, 4 times, 7 times, up to 16 times, okay? So this is what AI is doing, okay? This is not a smart AI, this is just upscaling the image. It is using some model technique, but it's not going to be like giving you a whole new LoRa. It's basically only working with the data in the picture. But it's not going to like create a new LoRa. Like I'm going to do that in my Comfy UI in a second, okay, if I can. Alright, so I'm just going to make this 16 times, which is quite a lot. So 16 times will take it from 336. Oh, you can't see because I'm in the way. Crap. Let me move me. Alright. Let me move me. Make this a little bigger. Alright, so basically it's taking it from 336 by 189 to 5,376 by 3,024. Now that is an enormous distance when it comes to pixels, okay? So all we got to do now is hit upscale. And this upscaler gives you, when you're doing one image at a time, it gives you the before and after. Okay, so that's what we're going to look at. I'll make this a little bigger now beforehand, just so we can kind of see more of it easier. You don't really need to see the upscale tab. I'm just going to make this take up most of the screen if I can, so you can see the before and after. Alright, yeah, that should be, it's a little bit too big. Let's try it. Alright. Yeah. So I could have just recorded this and edited it, but I don't have time. Alright, so there she is before. Now we're going to upscale to 16 times. And it usually goes pretty fast. Alright, so there, it's already done. Alright, so here's the before, and there's the after. Is it perfect? No. Not at all. Why? Because you're going from, like, you know, you're just going from thousands of pixels to millions and millions of pixels, okay? So, you know, you can see the rest of the scene though, right? Because again, this is not like creating a whole new scene, a whole new lore. It's not like going to put new pillars and new bricks. It's only going to take the information that's there and kind of enhance it. Because again, this is just an upscaler. Okay? It's not like a creation tool. Okay? But I mean, it's not bad. Like really, like when you're looking at that blurry mess, and it may be hard to see on YouTube, but you can see the difference right there. Like that's pretty crazy if you think about it. Like that's really not a usable image. Like if you wanted to use this for anything, it's not a usable image. But this, even though it's not perfect because it only has so much information to work with, that's a usable image. Okay, this is definitely usable. So that's quite amazing, really. Okay, so that's one thing you can do with AI. So this is what NVIDIA, really all NVIDIA is doing, is using the AI to enhance the image. Alright, so I'm going to take you to comfy, oh yeah, there was another one I wanted to add too. I'm sorry. So that one was 336 by 180. So I have a low resolution image that is, if I can read it here, 672 by 370. All right, so let's try that image, which is a little better, not perfect still. Okay. But we're going to upscale that 16 times and see how it is. So as you can see, this image, even though it's very low res, has definitely a lot more detail. Okay. So we're going to upscale that one 16 times and see. There probably isn't going to be as much of a difference. So we're going from 672 by 378 to 10,752 to 6,048. Now, why is it going to 10,000? Well, because we started off with a higher resolution picture. So now 16 times is going to be way more, right? So but here you can see that this is the original, or excuse me, this is the original. And this is the new. So you can see it doesn't look like it's changing as much. But as you can see, Laura has much more detail now. She's not as abstract as she was before. Like before, it almost looked like like an oil painting, like a smeared or oil painting that had detail, you know. But you can see the pillar is much more crisp. The concrete's much more crisp. Laura definitely is much more crisp, see? And her hands look better because there's more detail, right? Now if I use it, I don't know if I got the original picture. Let's see what the original is. The original picture was 1080p. So let's go ahead and do the original picture. So here's the original picture, okay? Right, it looks pretty good, right? So we're going to go ahead and upscale that to 30,720 by 17,280. Okay, that's a humongous picture. We probably really don't even need to go that much. I could probably put it down to like say 8 times because that's still 15,000 by 8,640. But you're probably not going to see as much difference. So let's upscale that. That should go pretty fast. All right. So here's the original. Looks pretty good, right? 1080p, not too bad. And then here's the new one. See, there isn't going to be much difference. There's just a little more like depth to everything. It's not as like, it's not as blurry. So this is where the upscaler kind of loses its usefulness, right? Because it's only good to upscale lower resolution to higher. But once you get to a certain resolution, you're not going to see a whole lot of difference. Like you won't see much difference from like say you probably won't see any difference from 4K to 8K. Right? But you can see some difference here, even though it's hard for you guys to see it on YouTube. There is a difference. Right? So she is a little more crisp. As you can, the hair, I don't know if you can see right here. Like you can see that it's a little more detailed there. It's hard to notice on the video. Like the stairs are less blurry. Right? Okay? So that's what this program can do. So that's another tool. Right? And that's what NVIDIA uses. That's basically the same technology. They have to upscale the image. So they're creating more pixels, but trying to keep the, you know, the quality of the original image, or improve the quality of the original image. So now we're going to go to what happened? Oh, Jesus. Sorry. Let me get up where is it? Why did I lose everything? All right. So here's comfy UI. Okay, so let me okay, I can't get it. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Oh, you know why? Okay, let me move the comfy over to the 4K window. That's the problem here. Where is it now? There it is. All right, let's move it over here. Okay, there we go. Ah, there we go. Now it fits. Okay, now I can make this bigger. I don't want to make it too big because then you won't be able to see everything, but so let's just kind of do that. All right, so here's some pictures. Like you saw my thumbnail, I will show you those pictures that I made with the thumbnail, if I can get photo gallery back up here. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can bring it to the top here. Okay, it's not working. Why? Huh, what happened to it? It's not working now. There we go. Okay, now it's working. All right, here we go. There we go. All right, so these are some images that I made. Now, I didn't upscale these yet. Okay. I made that. Okay. My vampire cowboy. Cowgirl. I like that one. With the atomic explosions in the background. There you go. This one's ready to be ornery. Now I didn't put the fangs on these girls yet, but you can see, you'll see here if where are they? Why isn't it showing now? What happened to the other ones? Hold on. Okay, I think I gotta open it up again. Let me see if I can do that without closing it. Let me see. Open. Okay, I think I have to actually. Okay, there we go. So there's my. There's one vampire there. That might be the thumbnail I used, I'm not sure. Oh no, this is probably the thumbnail I used. Okay. With the atomic explosion in the background. Some of these are pretty freaky. Alright. Here's a more happy vampire. Okay. Right, so this is what you can do with AI. Alright, I made these with the AI. Just typing in a text prompt and just use the base picture from my Vampire Bloodlines game. So I'll show you that right now. Okay. Let me just see if I can make it a little bit bigger for you guys. It keeps doing that. I can't seem to... Yeah, so over here on the left, if you can see it, that's my Vampire Bloodlines picture. Alright, so what I'm going to do though is I'm going to put the Laura picture in here, right? I'm going to use the not the lowest resolution one because it may not be able to see much of anything. But I'm going to use the 672 by 378. I'm going to see if it can work with that. Okay. So let me put that in there. Okay, that's a Laura picture. I hate to change this here, but so I'm just going to type in I don't know how to text prompt this. Make Laura look more photorealistic. Now this might take a while and I don't really know what's going to happen. Laura is in a dungeon in a wet dungeon. Now this might take a while because I'm streaming, so I don't know if it's going to mess up the stream. Maybe I'll just say make Laura more photorealistic and see what it does, because I'm not really sure how to type the prompt. Because you're supposed to use particular models to make things look a particular way. So, you know, I'm still learning how to use it all. So I don't know if I can just say make Laura look more photorealistic in the image. So let's see what happens. Now this is probably going to take a little while because I'm streaming and all that stuff. So let me see if there was anything else I wanted to look at here. So I was in okay, yeah, let me get that back. Okay, so let me get it up here. I think it's this one, right? Yeah. So you all know what path tracing is, I'm sure. You know. You know, here's I think the 007 video showing path tracing. Yeah, it's not going to play the video very well because I'm doing the upscaling. So yeah, it's not going to work out. Yeah, I don't want to make it fail. Where is it now? Let me go to my YouTube channel here. There was actually something that was showing up on my thing. There was I don't know if it's going to come up again. It came up on my phone. Somebody did a survey asking people, do they like DLSS 5 or not? Yeah, I guess it's not going to come up online here, unfortunately. I should have sent it to myself. But yeah, I guess it's not going to do that. I mean, maybe YouTube... No, I don't want to do that. No. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to show that. But anyway, 40% said that they like DLSS 5. So if we type in DLSS 5, you're going to see all the negativity, like big time. You know, DLSS 5 looks awful and it's a little laggy. Oops. Oh, yeah. Crap. It's going to be choppy, I think, because I'm doing the AI thing. Crap. Sorry. All right, let's get back to comfy, I guess. Yeah, so anyway, you can see anyway, there's nothing but negativity. I mean, I don't even know if I can change now and see if I can just go to a browse. Let me see if I can just go to the browse. It may crash. Yeah. Let me just go to Google here. Maybe I can close these windows. Come on. Uh-oh. Alright, so this should be easier on it, hopefully. Whew. Yeah. So it's going to be lower quality. Hopefully not too bad. Let me make it smaller just so you can see. So, you know, obviously it's going to show these news outlets first. Because they pay to get on Google. I don't know if I can see it in here. It seems like all the news journalists are giving it, I guess, positive reviews. Yeah, so we can't really see here. Let me click all and see what happens. Like, that's the problem with Google. Like, you can't see independent journalists, you know what I'm saying? Let me just go to Google here. Maybe I can close these windows. Come on. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't know. The stream might have froze, I'm not sure. I apologize for that. I mean, you would think that by now. Yeah. So. Whoa. Yeah. So it's taken a little while. Because, you know, I'm streaming. I should have known. That was probably dumb on my part for thinking I could run that. I should have done it beforehand. Oh well, what are you gonna do? So it's still at 33%. I don't know if it's gonna finish because we're streaming, you know what I mean? Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna look online, but it's lagging so much. I wanted to do something while I was waiting for this to render, because it could take a while, you know. Well, anyway, what do you think about those vampire pictures? They were pretty good. I'm gonna get more. I'm gonna dig up some more of my old vampire bloodlines character pictures, and gonna start doing something with those. You know. I actually have 2 render windows open, so maybe if I close the other one, hopefully that won't kill the other one. No, it didn't. Okay, yeah. So I actually had 2 models up at the same time. It's still at 33%, so it may not get done. So I don't know. I may have to end the stream because I don't want to sit here forever with nothing to do. I might be able to dig up some. Oh, okay. At least we got a bar now. What? Oh, why is that still up there? So as you can see here, we have a little green bar, so that means it's finally trying to do something as far as putting together Laura with a scene. So you can't see the command line window here. So once that starts going, it usually picks up momentum. But let me see if I can check out those pictures again. Oh yeah, it came back, yeah. Yeah, so here's, so actually technology excites me. Oh yeah, Alien Isolation. Yeah, definitely. I never finished it because I just didn't have patience with finding all the different things that you had to find. I like this picture the most. Well, it's one of my favorites. I just like the look of the vampire. There, this one's a funny one. Wow, they really put some fangs on her. I don't want to get bit by her. That's for sure. Yikes. This one's scary with no eyeballs. This one's kind of cool. More I guess you could say CGI cartoony look. So I thought that was pretty interesting. You know? The next thing that I would want to try in this is maybe add a shockwave. I'm not sure how that would look. Like the shockwave has reached the ghost town. So behind the vampire, everything's kind of getting obliterated. That would be kind of cool. So this one, she's got eyeballs, a little cross-eyed. Yeah, so pretty neat. This one's kind of cool. She just looks like a normal person. Yeah! You know? So it's kind of neat. I like playing around with this stuff, you know? Alright, so here it is. Wow, okay. So here's the new Laura. Let me see if you got, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, you can. Like, wow, look at that. It really changed her a lot. Jesus, let me see if I can, how do I do this now? I need to change the size back. Transform, stretch the screen. There we go. Yeah, so as you can see here, well, you can't zoom in on it anymore. So that's the new picture, and then the old one. The old one is this one. Wow, that's quite amazing. It really did a good job. Let me open up the photo gallery again. So this is the old one. Like, I mean, if I zoom in, you can see how pixelated it is, right? Very pixelated. It's hard to see online, right? So that's the normal size, like if it on a 4K screen. Right, that's how small it is. So that's what she looks like there. And then, how do I do this? Oh, what happened? What happened? Did I close it? I'm confused. What happened here? Oh, there we go. So that's the new one. That's the old one. That's the new one. And you can see the back, the picture. Well, I can't. I need to get the image up over here, sorry. So you can see here, the pillar. Take notice to the pillar, this, the steps, the concrete, right? Like, look at the amount of detail. So what do you think? I don't know. I don't hear you, Brenry. Or see you. I don't know if the stream is working or not. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can zoom it in somehow. Let me see if I can, How do I zoom in? There's no way to zoom in because I'm looking at it, I guess, in the thing. But I can open it up in the, let me copy this to the other folder and then I'll be able to switch back and forth. I guess. And then I'm going to name them so that I can just name it. Or then I can flip back and forth easily. So I'm just going to name it Laura 1. Oh, there are two different kinds of pictures. One's a PNG, one's a JPEG. So I'll put it in its own folder. That'll probably be better. Let's do that. Now I can open it up. Open with photo gallery. Oh, did I do the wrong one? I think I did the wrong one. I did. I did the wrong one. Crap. Okay. Darn it. Anyway, we'll just do it like this. Alright, good. Alright, so let's open it up again. Photo gallery. Okay, so let's open up photo gallery again. There we go. So there's photo gallery. Let me make it the normal size. Alright. What happened? This is not the right one. Oh, I have it opened up twice. I think I have it opened up twice. Okay, good. Alright, so here it is. Alright, so we should be able to go... What happened here? Why is it doing that? Sorry. Open with photo gallery. There we go. Okay. Alright, so here is the original picture, and here's the new picture. Alright. Now I could upscale this image, you know, to make it even better looking, you know. But as you can see, the let me see if I can refresh. So it's not, the stream is not working? Okay. Now I could upscale this image. Okay, so it is working. Alright, good. Yeah, so, you know, so that's basically, so the reason why I'm doing all this is because that's what DLSS 5 is doing, okay? All it's doing is upscaling and enhancing the image. Like, that's all it's doing. Like, you know, what we see going on here, we went from this to this. This. To this. You know, of course, in the game, it's going to have a lot more data to work with. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just going to be looking at an image and then trying to reconstruct it to something else. It's going to try to keep the same artistic style or whatever you want to say, right? So, you know, so I'm off the screen here. Hello, I'm back. Yeah, so it's going to try to keep the same artistic style. So, yeah, anyway. I mean, that's all I really got to say for now. You know, so I'm not sure how you feel or what you think, but, you know, you just have to decide, you know, do you want to just keep your game looking like this? Or like this? You know, of course, it's not going to look like this. It's going to keep it in the same artistic style. Okay? So, yeah, DLSS 5, I mean, there are some things annoying about AI. So obviously I'm all with you guys on that. But, you know, I think it's a good tool. You know, I really do. So, I don't have any problem with DLSS 5. I mean, if I can run it, then I'll be happy with it. You know, if you only need a 6090 to run it or a 5090, well, you know, NVIDIA is going to be causing a lot of people to get annoyed, you know. You know, So DLSS 5 isn't perfect, but it's going to get better. Just like anything else, you know, DLSS got better, ray tracing got better, path tracing got better, you know. So now we just have DLSS 5. It's just that next level of enhancement, you know. That's all it is, you know. There's nothing more to it, you know. It's not there's just nothing else to it. That's all, you know what I'm saying? So there really isn't anything else to say. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Sorry about that part where, you know, it was not really running well. But I'm going to get going because I got to go pick up the kids. All right, Brenry, thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Bye, everybody. Take care. Love y'all. Don't forget to like, sub, share, and all that good stuff. Peace.